Boy, was there a time when I started on LinkedIn that I just wanted to be understood, that everything was under a microscope so that I felt I was understood. And I don't know if you post on LinkedIn or maybe it's another platform. LinkedIn is the one that I show up on. And I don't know if you felt this way. Maybe it's not even on a social media platform. Maybe it's just in your life in general. And boy, that felt like a hard thing to overcome because isn't that what we all want? Is just to be understood and be appreciated for who we are and what we do and everything. And we often reach for external to try to find that. And it's just not always an easy road to travel. So I'm going to share my LinkedIn posts that I wrote a few weeks ago about that. This is May 2025. And I wrote it a few weeks ago. And it might have actually even been at the end of April that I wrote it. But it's something that I've just really been circling around in my mind and how I have worked through this, or at least with it, around it, navigate it, whatever you want to call it. I don't know that we're ever fully done with anything. So I'm going to read you my post. Just the photo that goes with it, when it stopped feeling like an uphill battle. So it's a marker in my life that I'm going to share with you here. All right. There was a time when every word I wrote carried the weight of needing to be understood. If they could just get me, maybe they would stand with me, support me, see the value I offer. Oh my gosh. Early days on LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn for actually quite some time, but actively as creating content, it's only been a couple of years. And the first year, it was basically me trying to prove my worth that was on here. And I started off with thinking I was a really terrible writer. I thought I was good at instructional writing, but I didn't think I was a good writer, especially not for LinkedIn. And I really struggled around that. And so I was coming in it with this world I don't understand and I don't know, coming from backgrounds of corporate and higher education where everything had an organizational system, a hierarchy to things. I had to rethink about things in a new way. It felt like coming to the wild, wild west, coming to LinkedIn. That I couldn't find a good grasp on the rules. They were just people who said there were rules. And I don't know that they were. I tested some of them and I was like, I did it exactly how you said, and it didn't work for me. So anytime you start anything new, it is a road of self-discovery and building a business, although that's not what I started with, building a business. But building a business, no matter how you're doing it, is one of the greatest ways to learn yourself. So here we go. All right. So I'm just going to, sometimes I get caught up and I get hung up in the space between the words. So I'm going to just start from the beginning here. There was a time when every word I wrote carried the weight of needing to be understood. If they could just get me, maybe they would stand with me, support me, see the value I offer. But underneath that effort was a quiet tension in my body, in my breath, in my nervous system. I didn't see it at first. I just thought I was being careful, refining, trying to be professional, checking the mixed tenses for mixed tenses. Oh my gosh, I still screw up on that stuff. I still have to I feel like I'm a pretty good writer for expression. Technical, no. And maybe I'm better than what I think, but I go for more feel and rhythm on things. And it changed and liberated the way that I thought about writing. So, but back in the day, checking for mixed tenses, scanning for awkward phrasing, polishing punctuation. I actually had somebody where I misspelled a word, or maybe it was a punctuation error. And somebody that I knew in real life messaged me and told me what an embarrassment. I didn't say it was somebody I liked. I just said it was somebody I knew and how it's really embarrassing and I really should clean up my act. And that did not help my fragile ego at the time for LinkedIn. which was also really contrasted to in the workplace. I had such a stable, secure, confident self. And then I'd come over here for like that hour of the day or the 2 hours that I would spend on LinkedIn away from my job. And then it's just such a funny thing. So, but what was I really doing? Protecting myself from rejection, from misunderstanding, from not getting those stupid messages that I put the punctuation in the wrong place, from the fear that maybe it wasn't worth sharing at all. I'm going to read this again because this is helping me. I don't know if it's helping you, but it's helping me. From rejection, from misunderstanding, from the fear that maybe it wasn't worth sharing at all. Learning which center I led with in human design helped me to see myself. The core of what I've always been doing, but yet hadn't identified. I'm just going to give a little nod here. I have been studying human design for a year and a half, and there's a couple people that I study with that I love them both because they have different points of view, and there's parts of each of them that resonate so deeply with me. And one of them is, she's the one who got me to really start wanting to study it. I'd always been familiar with it. I've dabbled in it and a few things here and there. And I just thought it was always like fun, like way back when we used to get the newspaper, you get your Cosmopolitan magazine and you would look up your horoscope, right? And it'd be fun, but you didn't really think much else about it. Now, in January of 2024, I met Julie Ciarde. She changed my world because she's helped me to see what human design could really be. And it is a tool. It is a reflection. It doesn't mean you have to believe that your date of birth decides anything, but it helps me to see myself. Even if I don't fully align with my design, even if I don't sense that I do, there's something there for me to ponder and to figure out and to think about. It's amazing. So I'm forever grateful in that because that's why I use it in who I work with. Now, more recently, I have also, in addition, because I believe in filling your world with the people who bring out the best in you, who you resonate with, and you can have more than one person. You don't have to be loyal to a single person. You got to be loyal to yourself, resonate with yourself. And there's another person that I have joined up with and I'm studying under. And that's Jamie Palmer. And she has this process that is about what center do you lead with when you're doing a particular thing? And it's rocked my world as well. So learning which center I lead with in human design helped me to see myself. Boy, has it. Because that was, some people in human design, there's 9 centers total. And you, whichever ones are your defined, you have consistent access to. Now, I have 7 of the 9 centers defined. Some people only have 1. Some people have none. Some people only have 3. You can have any number of those. But I have 7. And when you have a bunch defined, you can get really confused about which one you lead with. So I'm so grateful for Jamie and her patience and helping me sift through all of this and figuring out, when I do this, this is the one I'm leading with. But when I do this, I might be leading with this one. And it's really helped me to see myself. I can't tell you, I don't know if you can sense my excitement here. I am excited. So the core of what I've, learning which center I lead with in human design helped me to see myself. The core of what I've always been doing, but yet hadn't identified. I saw how much energy I was spending trying to make sense to others before I made sense to myself. Today, I am all about resonate with yourself first. First you, then the external. And that goes against the way a lot of people are teaching things. And it's such an important component. Not necessarily what people in human design are teaching, what people on LinkedIn are teaching you and how they're telling you to do the LinkedIn way of things. It has to be something that reverberates within you first. I saw how much energy I was spending trying to make sense to others before I made sense to myself. And I stopped writing to be understood. I started writing to hear me. I stopped writing to be understood. I started writing to hear me. When I noticed my shoulders curling in while I wrote, I didn't shame the posture. I shifted it. I broadened my stance. I sat up. I let my body lead the way. This is, I created a modality of body-led expression, and it involves a whole host of things, and it's all about how our body gets into positioning or creates sensations because we're thinking or we're feeling something. It's a reaction, and it happens automatically. We don't even notice it most of the time. But when you start to pay attention to it, you can notice it, and it can be like, oh, here's my awareness, time to kick it up, and we can reverse communicate with our body. So, for example, if you have, one of the things I noticed is that when I was in flow, my head moved a lot more. You probably notice as I'm talking here, I'm moving, I'm animated. That is when I feel really good. But sometimes I'll squeeze in. I don't know if you can tell, like my arms are squeezing in, and oftentimes I put my hand somewhere on my face. That's like I'm protecting myself. So what I started noticing is anytime I did that, I was like, oh, let me reverse. Let me talk to my body. Let me talk in my body's language. I'm going to loosen up. We're okay. Like, have you ever heard of doing the Superman pose and how, what is it? Amy Cuddy, I think is her name, who wrote a book all about that. And you reverse send signals and change your trajectory. So that's what this is about here. So I let my body lead the way, body-led expression. And then I added energy resets, simple cues that move me from hiding to willingness to be seen, stress to grounded clarity, collapse that lifted, expanded. I grew 2 inches. That feeling. I know it so well. Woo! Energy resets are nervous system activities, and there's different ones. Like there's a real simple one that's just tapping on your body. There's some other ones where you do these thumb circles, and they kind of re-scramble what the fear, the fight, the flight, the freeze, any of those. It kind of, oh, we're okay, we're safe. And then it mellows things out, because that's where we are our best, when we're at that mellow out stage. So somewhere along the way, it stopped feeling like an uphill battle. Not because the world changed, but because I did. I stopped writing from fear. I started expressing from a balanced state. And there's a call to action on here. But what I really want to share with you is this is what I'm about. And so if this resonates with you, first of all, come over to LinkedIn if you're on LinkedIn and follow me. Connect with me. I'd be happy to. Send me a DM. Tell me that you saw your video. I saw your video on YouTube. I just had to connect with you. Maybe we could even do a coffee chat. I don't know. Things are, up for grabs. I don't know when you're watching this video. I mean, it might be 2 years out. It might be tomorrow, the day after I posted it. And, but either way, I know that I'm going to be around, because I know this is my life's journey. This is my path. So I know that I'll be here. So if you're watching this YouTube video and it's 10 years into the future, I'm probably still on LinkedIn. If that's still a thing, if that's still a platform, I'm probably still there. Please come over and connect with me. And, and tell me about yourself. Tell me something about yourself. Give me a follow or subscribe to this channel, whatever, those usual things. If you're still here, you're probably interested in some way. You're probably resonating in some way. So thank you. You're probably my people. And I hope to be your people too.